What's up, guys? Vulkan here, and today we're talking about that Lost Ark announcement. So in case you missed it, during the Summer Game Fest show yesterday, Lost Ark announced it will be releasing in the United States and Europe this fall, along with some other countries that you can find on the main website under their FAQ in the regions category. Now, I was thrilled to see that we finally got a release window and that I didn't have to play the game with a VPN and English patch anymore, but this also brings up some key questions. What version of Lost Ark will we be playing? The current Season 2 content that's available in the East right now, or a slightly older version that they've been working on for a little while to bring up to standard? Well, luckily Amazon put together an article to help break down what exactly we will see come launch this fall. Now, this article is broken into a few parts. Some are way more fleshed out than others, but here are the categories. We have the development approach, the business model, content frequency, and expectations. So let's go ahead and get started with the first section, and that's the development approach. Now, when Amazon took over the publishing role for Lost Ark's Western release, this wasn't exactly seen as a great move from lots of players, right? There was a lot of skepticism. They had issues with New World, with the pay-to-win aspects of New World, constantly delaying it, pushing it back. Crucible was a failure. We've seen a lot of Amazon products get teased and then canned, so it just seems like a very chaotic developmental space. So Lost Ark being in the hands of Amazon Game Studios wasn't exactly like a big hoorah moment. It was more of like a yay, I hope we get to see it. And we've seen time and time again that they make some really odd decisions that kind of go against the grain of the community. So how will Amazon both be a partner to players but also with the developer? Well, Amazon is going to simply try their best. They're going to try their best to adjust areas to help westernize the game without jeopardizing Smilegate's vision and spirit of Lost Ark. And that was about the extent of the explanation that we had. But I can take a few guesses at what exactly this means. One, they aren't going to do as much in terms of changing the pace and the grind of the game. What you see in the East will most likely come to the West. There's not going to be any difference or changes to endgame and PvP to suit Western audiences, which is okay. I think right now what they have out there is good and solid, and I think a lot of people will enjoy it. And lastly, I don't think there's going to be any major changes to the story or censoring or anything like that. It's going to be what you see is what you get. Now, we'll dive into character customization later and what some early reports are saying, but for now, this is what we'll most likely see in terms of Amazon partnering up with Smilegate. So next up, let's dive into a big topic, and that's the business model. Traditionally, Eastern games have had a larger emphasis on cash shops and pay-to-win items like being able to buy gear, just straight up buy power. I know Lost Ark does in fact have gear available for purchase, and according to this article, this will not change once it lands in the US and Europe. The game is free to play with microtransactions, and that's just the way it's going to be. Now, I'm not overly thrilled that the game is retaining the whole buy gear thing, but also at the same time, I'm just happy that we're even getting the game localized. I mean, when it comes to other aspects of the business model they're going with, they want to ensure that Lost Ark will be a fun, fair, and enjoyable gaming experience where those purchases are completely optional. They go on to say that the game will offer multiple paths to acquire the same items, even those that you can buy with real money. And that's all we have for now, but they did say they are planning to reveal more details about what exactly the shop will look like this summer, so we'll just have to stay tuned, not overreact too much for now, and wait to see what they bring to the table. However, they do have founder packs available for purchase that will give beta access, 3-day head start, and some starting items. And these range from $30 all the way up to $100. And these are causing a little bit of a stir in the community. Personally, I've always found founders items, founders packs, whatever you want to call them, as a big mixed bag. Oftentimes, the items you get are a set of worthless gear after level 10, some potions that help with XP that are consumed within the first 5 hours, and then maybe a mount, and then the early access portion. Obviously, the early access part is the big selling point for the packs. I think this is what drives the price tag and the fact that these go off the shelves really quickly. I personally don't have an issue with this. I mean, it's not a game that you need to rush to end game to enjoy. I mean, we're talking 20 to 30 hours in terms of getting from 1 to 50. So it's not going to be like Path of Exile, where these items could help skew league starts or speed running and things like that. That's not necessarily the huge focus here in Lost Ark. So they will have boosts and things like that in the shop, because You have to think, this is not just an action RPG, it's also an MMO action RPG. So I'd love to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you guys think about the Founders Packs specifically, and if these are a issue for you. Okay, so I want to move now into some future updates in terms of content frequency. They didn't go into anything specific, like anything at all. They just said, learn more later. They did confirm that we will have 14 classes, which is 4 less than the current version available in Russia, Korea, and Japan. So I guess that means we will have a slightly older version on our hands. I'm not entirely sure how quickly we'll get back up to the full 18, but for now, we will have 14. And the last portion they talk about is expectations. And when it comes to expectations for Lost Ark, we knew that some things wouldn't change too much between the Western version and the Eastern one. And one of the big things that I figured would change, however, are the gender-locked classes. But according to an article over at Massively OP and the blog that Amazon Games released, I don't think we're going to see too many changes here. And from the sound of it, this Western version will still have gender-locked classes, but will come with much more customization options to help players create a character that best represents them. There's some contradictory information, but here's the direct quote from the Amazon article. Quote, "We're actively working on changes that we believe will make our audience feel more at home in Lost Ark. Some areas of focus have been character creation, knowing players of all types want a character they feel best represents them, such as more options for default costumes, hairstyles, and skin tones," end quote. So to me, that comes across that we should be getting unlocked genders and a decent character customization screen, because I mean, the Korean version doesn't have full gender lock classes anymore. There was a big push to get those removed. But again, we're hearing contradictory statements from people who have played it versus people who haven't played it. So I think for now, we just need to take a step back and just wait and see what Amazon Games brings to the table, just like with the Cash Shop. So all in all, we really didn't get a ton of brand new information, and we're told to basically wait and see. We're going to have more this summer, more as we get closer to launch. So for now, I guess let's just sit tight, play some other games that got announced that will be coming earlier than this one. And we're going to have new information that trickles out about Lost Ark as we get closer to release. But I want to know, what do you guys think so far of the announcement? Do you have any concerns? And overall, what's your kind of just general vibe about Lost Ark? Let's get talking in the comments section below. And as always, this has been Vulkan, and I'll talk to you guys next time.